Alright, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? What's going on? This is to my subscribers, to my followers, and I just wanna this is the only problem I really had with the P. Diddy case, right? And I'ma show y'all, look, I'ma show y'all well actually I'ma tell y'all why I felt like it was kind of like a one side power move and it wasn't fair, not being what he charged with, but why he wasn't released, why he's fighting his charge, because man, they let people out for all type of stuff, murder, rape, fucking whatever, stabbings, whatever you want to call it, bro. They let people out for all type of stuff, and yet they got P. Diddy still in there over some people that accuse him of something from happening from years and years and years and years ago. This just didn't happen like this, y'all. And I want to take y'all back because the only reason that Diddy's in there is because he paid money to Cassie, and when he did that, that made him look guilty, and that made him look like oh, something popped up on my screen. I don't know what that is. Okay, so that made him look guilty, and that made him look weak. It made him look weak. I'm being real with y'all. It made him look weak. And if you ask me, they kind of tricked the man out of his freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to look at it like this. New York. This is New York, y'all. I never been to New York. I probably will go one day. I never been to New York, and when I see the New York, you know, the city and the buildings, and they got like the projects and stuff like that, man, it's like crazy, right? Everybody just trying to live and, you know, live better than what they was living before and all that, right? And yet it still just keeps on, you just keep falling, right? So this is my issue with the Puff Daddy situation, y'all. And the city of New York, what they done was they allowed a bill to be passed. They allowed a bill to be passed that says, like, if you was a victim of a sexual crime or anything like that, you can sue that person within such and such time. So this is how it started. If you was a victim of a crime, you could sue this person within this amount of time. You only got this amount of time. I think it was like a year left or something like that. So boom, look, what's the perfect, whoever came up with that law for them to do that was made for people with a lot of money. That's why I say it kind of felt like a setup to me with Diddy, because who has all the money, and you know what I mean, and other people with money too is getting set up. Because I'm telling y'all, Diddy not going to be the last guy to go through this. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying he guilty. I'm not saying he not. I don't know what's going on with his case. To each their own. All I'm saying is it just seemed like a setup to me, because like I said, you know what I'm saying, they came out with that law all of a sudden, and they made it a deadline. You could sue anybody who was a victim or whatever. You felt like a victim to you. You could sue those people, but you only got a certain amount of time. So what Cassie did was she filed a lawsuit on Diddy, claiming he did this, did that. Okay. It went public. When it went public, Diddy hurry up and paid her the money. He said, oh man, I don't want nobody to know about this. this, man. Let me get this out the way, man. And he paid her quick. And that was his mistake right there. That was his mistake. And when he did that, he showed a sign of weakness, and he showed a sign of desperateness, and that opened a big case on him with the law. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up, man, because, you know, everybody make mistakes and stuff like that, man. And, you know, there's so many women now. I mean, look, I don't even want my kids, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, I don't even want them looking like at Instagram and stuff like that, because it's just all ass shaking and panties and all that, and you got perverts on there, you know what I'm saying? And you got, a lot of guys and women on there watching these women, knowing that they're down there stripped butt naked and they loving it. If you go to Instagram right now, you're gonna see all women in bikinis, panties, some with their breasts popping out just to get money. And I'm not mad at them, bro, because men and women are looking at them, and they gotta do what they gotta do to make their money and get ahead in life, bro. But my main thing is, women, y'all know, like, y'all know what y'all be doing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just being honest with y'all. Y'all know what y'all be doing, bro. And with the Diddy situation, I feel like if Cassie would have never filed that claim on him, Diddy would still be out. She was the woman who cast the first stone. She cast the first stone at Diddy. You know what I'm saying? And when she cast that first stone, bro, that led other people to just open the floodgates now. That's all that was. That's all that was, bro. Regardless if something is true or not, she cast the first stone, bro. They opened the floodgates, bro. And now it's where it's at now, bro. And then I told y'all they came out with a law. It was a law already, like you can't file within so much time, like you can't. It was a deadline to it. But who cares? I don't give a shit if there was never a deadline. But if there was already a deadline, and then you pass a law that says that now you can have a deadline, but you only got so much time to file, that's like kind of like double jeopardy to me. You might as well just say anybody can file anything at any given time. How you gonna come with a law all of a sudden that says if you was a victim, you can sue this person, you only got this certain amount of time? No, because that law is only active for so long. And then who they go after? Diddy. And then I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I'm not saying, like I told y'all, I'm not saying he guilty, I'm not saying he not guilty. I don't know what went on. All I'm saying is women are slick too, bro. Women are slick, bro. They are, bro. And you know what I mean? Everybody who's a victim to Diddy wants money. If it wasn't no money involved, it still probably could have happened. But I think all of this was for Diddy money. They finna get Diddy money, and they mean business. And I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me. A lot of people. I'm not on YouTube to please nobody else. I'm not that guy. I'm telling y'all how I feel for the people who watch my channel, and that's it. You know, and how I feel right now is they could have let Diddy out while he was fighting his case. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the man is not guilty or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they could have let him out to fight his case. He could have been home with his kids. I think he had a newborn child or something like that. She was like maybe 1 or 2. I don't really keep up with that. And the man had another family already and everything. Like, it's kind of wild. And then for the girl Cassie, she get with some white dude, bro. Like, I'm keeping it real. Cause my friend told me the other day, this is my second video I'm making of this. He say, hey, why you talk about white people sometimes? I say, cause white people do stuff to make me talk about them sometimes. And I never talked about white people ever in my life. Ever. I'm from Compton, California, bro. It ain't that many white people in Compton, California. And when I moved to Las Vegas, Nevada, all the white people out there that I was with out there was cool as hell with me. Cool as hell. But I'm in California, bro. It's a difference. It's a big difference. And other states you go to, like Texas is dealing with certain stuff over there, and wherever else people may be. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, it really wasn't that many white people where I was born at. But when I went to Vegas, I had all type of white friends, like guys and a lot of women. You couldn't count on your hand how many white women I done been with. So you could call me. You could call me what you want to call me. It don't matter to me. All I'm saying is I just speak my mind. So don't think I'm bashing no race, bashing nobody. I don't bash nobody, bro. I just speak my mind and let people know how I feel. So don't take it no type of way. No matter what color you are, don't take it. Even black people, I'll talk about them. It don't matter. I don't take it no type of way when it's coming out my mouth. All right. So the Diddy situation, y'all. How can I put this? The Diddy situation, y'all, is so one way that it ain't even like a tug of war at this point. You know how you tug of war and somebody gonna win, but you still giving a pull for it. Was just all like one side, and now you just that whole side just gone. You know what I'm saying? And okay, so let's get back to the girl Cassie, y'all. I gotta block this. I'm sorry. So look. Let's get back to the girl Cassie, right? Cassie, when I see Cassie, and don't get me wrong, and when I said that Cassie gets with the white guy, right? Cassie is going to treat that white guy with respect and be nice to him and do whatever he says and vice versa, right? But I don't think, y'all, and this is God honest truth, y'all, I don't think that she was like that when she was with Diddy. Why? Because he was black. That's why. You know what I'm saying? And people treat people accordingly. You know what I mean? Like, you with a black guy, you gonna treat them different than you would treat it. It happens all the time. You could take black people, for instance. Black people, you might talk to me a certain way, and then when you're around white people, it's, hi, how you doing? Oh, nice to meet you. Right? So let's not keep my channel fake. I don't want no fake on my channel. I just keep it real with me, y'all. So I feel like, yeah, Diddy was abusive to her. That's how I feel. I'm being honest to God, honest truth with y'all. Some of the stuff she probably accusing him of, yeah. But women can act a certain way to make you react a certain way to them, and it takes time, but they can do it. And I know this for sure. I know. And when I look at Cassie, y'all, and I might see something nobody else can't see, and I see she's sneaky. I see sneakiness in her eyes, y'all. I see a smart woman who know what she was doing, y'all. And I really do think she had feelings for Diddy, though. It's just, I think Diddy probably used her, and I'm being honest with y'all. But I think Diddy really loved her, but I feel like Diddy knew at some point, because he was older than her, that it wasn't going to last. You understand? You understand where I'm coming from? Like, you a man, you got this younger woman and you like, oh my God, I just know she gonna leave me. Like, she is not gonna stay with me, man. And as time go by, you see how it's playing out, right? But you got so much money, you like, okay, I'm gonna get you back. Like, I'm gonna get you back. You're not gonna leave in peace if when you do leave, because I know you're gonna leave anyway. But you're not gonna leave in peace. You understand? And that was wrong. And like I say, I'm saying that Diddy probably did abuse her in certain ways and stuff like that. But hey, it was a relationship, right? And they were both in a relationship. Diddy took care of her, man, probably gave her whatever she wanted, all that, right? So that still doesn't exclude the fact that wrong is wrong, is right, right? And we in America too. So you already know what's up. So my problem wasn't with Cassie. When Cassie accused Diddy or whatever, I was like, damn, like that might be true. You know what I mean? Because you know, in relationships stuff do happen, but sometimes it might not be true. But sometimes stuff do happens. People get angry, as you see on tape. Diddy was hitting her, and all that. He was wrong for that. There are domestic violence all over the world, even with women. I done seen women knock men out. I swear to God, I done got punched in the face by a woman before. God honest truth. And you know, man, like I say, I don't think when Cassie did what she did and fouled that, which I felt like there was just foul play anyway, like the deadline was already gone, but they created a law just to do this. You know what I mean? It was all set up to me. It was a setup the whole time, so I felt like that wasn't fair. But I wasn't blaming Cassie. My problem was the people after her that kept coming. It was over 100-some people. And then I'm like, wait a minute, man. Because they did the same thing to Bill Cosby, man. They did the same thing to, it's a few people, y'all. I don't know, man. But because, you know, in some people's eyes, like, if they only see it one way, they not going to believe you no way. That's why I really don't care what people think about me. I just do what I do. You know what I mean? Because once someone is brainwashed and they just think a certain way, there's no change in their mind. They're going to think how they want to think regardless, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now, this just didn't happen either. This happened, over like 10 years ago when he was with her, or maybe even longer than that or something like that. And then they bring this up. Like, that was kind of crazy. Then, like I say, all the other people that accused him, I was like, and this is in my mind, I'm like, maybe a few, but 100-some, like, there ain't no way. Like, that is crazy, man. That is crazy. Everybody want to get paid, man. And, you know, I just didn't know what to believe at that point. You know what I mean? Because, like I say, ladies, I know how some ladies are, and I do. I know. Trust me, I know, bro. And so I called a female, right? And I was talking to her, and I'm like, what do you think about this Diddy situation? And I'm like, man, like, a lot of stuff ain't adding up, man. I'm like, man, like, it just don't seem right to me. You know what I mean? Like, this dude, like a nice guy. Like, don't get me wrong, back then was back then. And guys were way different back then, especially black men. Black men had to fight for what they want just to get the money or whatever that they needed at that time. It was like a fight for success. Everybody was scrambling, and you know what I mean? Trust me, man. It was so many black guys at this time. And the Diddy era, just watching them, it was like, oh man, if you think back then, man, it was not the same as it is now. It was like black and white back then. You know what I mean? It's like color now. Back then it was like black and white, y'all. So nobody really wasn't thinking like the stuff, how they make people think now, and that how they make people think of you like you just a monster or something. It's crazy. Like, people never really looked at people back then like that. It is so weird now. I'm telling y'all. That's why I just like stay tucked, y'all. I'll be like, man, it's just weird to me, especially in America. You know what I mean? Because Anybody could come over here now, bro, regardless of their background or where they come from. It could be a mass murderer that had killed 10 people, but they don't do DNA how we do over here. And all they need is $5 million to buy a green card right now and come to America, and you good. Like, there's no, don't worry. Don't worry about nothing. Money can buy your way to anything right now. You understand? So it is kind of scary, y'all, as a black man being in America and just seeing how the world reacts to certain people and how they can cut you off just like that without even knowing you or trying to know you about anything, y'all. And trust me, y'all, racism still exists in older and the younger generation, y'all. And it will always exist. It will never fail. Racism is so bad right now that not only did white people start racism, y'all, and I'm being honest, y'all, I'm not doing this for no money, no YouTube. Just hear me out. Racism started with white people, but now you got Hispanics, you got Asians, you got people from India, Middle Eastern, you got all type of racists now, y'all. It's like, it's so real, like, it's so weird too, like, it's crazy, like, and then, you know, when you blocked out of something, like when you feel like you're not wanted or you feel like you're the minority, that's a big problem, because you will never know how somebody else feels unless you was in that position and your family was in that position and the family before them was in that position. You understand? And it keep trickling down, y'all. Crazy. But back to the Diddy situation. So I make a call, and I was like, wow, it just don't seem right. Like, all this stuff happening, man. Like, it just seemed like something going on to me, right? So I said, why do you think they got him in there facing all these charges and stuff? So one of the charges was drugging kids. This is one of the charges. They saying that he drugged kids. Now, I'm just asking myself, y'all, do I feel that Diddy drugged kids? Do I really, when I look at Diddy, when I look at his career, because I used to listen to him all the time, man, even Biggie Smalls and all that, man, and do I feel like Diddy drugged kids? If you ask me, no. Because even if you put drugs in, let's say the fruit punch, or this or that, people are going to have different side effects from this type of stuff. And everybody's side effects is definitely not going to be the same. Like, oh, I just feel good and I want to have sex and all this. Hell no. Some people are probably going to feel like, hey, I'm about to fucking feel like I'm dying, or I feel like you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying, that just doesn't seem right. And for someone to know the right amount to put in something to drug somebody, that also seems kind of, odd to me, if you ask me. That's all I'm saying. Now, what else, y'all? They say he did sex trafficking, and this is what I want to talk to a lot of men, because it's a lot of black men that does it, and I'm gonna tell you why. A lot of black men, sex drive is different than I feel like. Then I'm just saying, in like America, like that's all they want to do is have sex and stuff, right? That's why all these women shaking their ass on the internet, bro. It's just like a whole sex world within inside a sex world. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real with y'all, bro. And some people, hormones are high tolerance than others. Like, some people, hormones are not good at all. They don't never probably even think about sex, none of that. They're different. Some people, hormones are out of control, like, and some men are like that as well as some women. Maybe they need to find each other and connect that way. But sex trafficking means, as far as you're bringing other people basically from either another country, another state, or I believe it could be in the same state, I'm not sure. You're trafficking them by buying them. Basically, they're saying they're prostitutes, and they're like escorts in a way. They got escorts out there all the time. That ain't nothing different than an escort, y'all. That's the same thing. An escort is a person who you can call and be like, hey, I want some sex. Where you at? How much you want? Oh, $1,500. Okay, let's do it. That's all that is. So they're trying to say that Diddy sex trafficking women, and the women were minors. That's what they're saying. I don't know what to believe, y'all. With all the money that Diddy had to sex traffic minors. I mean, it just don't make no sense to me. It just seemed like, and I'm not saying that none of this stuff happened, y'all. I just telling y'all how I feel about that situation. I told you how I felt about the Cassie situation. They were in a relationship. He was in a high-profile relationship with her. So, of course, they're going to have their own problems and issues regardless. But now they're saying he's sex trafficking all these women to his party, having sex with them. And I just feel like, and now they're saying like it was done like without their consent. Basically, they didn't want to do it. They're basically saying like, no, we didn't want to do this, but we were like forced into doing this and all that. It's like, I can't put my foot on it, man. If all this did happen, man, it's like, that's crazy, right? If all that did happen, but at the end of the day, God will set the record straight, bro. I guarantee you, y'all. And even the ladies, if they lying, maybe some of them probably don't even believe in God or whatever. So even if they're lying, at the end of the day, though, what goes around does come around, and people's spirits and all type of stuff, y'all. So don't think people do get away with certain stuff and just do people wrong like that. But I'm not saying that Diddy's not a bad person, because they also said that he was basically like telling people like, hey, I'll give you a career in this, and then he would have his way with him, and then he wouldn't pay him no money, or he would basically brainwash them into thinking that they would get a deal and get signed to him and stuff like that. I could kind of see that, like, you know how men are. Women know how, like I say, women know how men are. Men are tricky, like, oh, yeah, I'll do this for you, and just to, you know what I mean? But ladies are just as guilty, because all they wanted was the money in the first place. It wasn't even about who you are as a person. You could have a woman right now, and you work a 9-to-5 job, bro, and she done stuck with you for all this time, and here I come, a millionaire, and she'll come with me just like that. There are women out there like that will do it for the money. It was all about the money. You know what I mean? And a lot of it's crazy, because a lot of women now that I see on the internet, it's just, and ladies, y'all know, man, like y'all already know, because y'all got to do what y'all got to do too. Because I wouldn't want to see no lady in a position to where she has to depend on a man, and a man taking advantage of her because he's in a better position. You understand? He has the authority. So it's like, hey, if you don't do what I say, you got to go. You got to get out. You got to do that. You understand? I understand certain ladies' positions. Yes, I do. But do I feel like Diddy was one of them type of people? If he didn't get what he want, will he be abusive and stuff like that? Maybe sometime, but I don't see it. He has so much money. I mean, he was like basically bathing himself in money at this point. Like, when all this stuff was going on. So I feel like he was a nice person. You know what I mean? I felt like he would give Cassie whatever she wanted, bro. Whatever he would have bought her, whatever she wanted. That's just how I feel about that situation, y'all. That's just how I feel. Now, I'm not, like I say, I'm not saying that whatever went down didn't go down, y'all. I just feel like it's not a fair shake. It's not a fair shake. It's one of these and then one of those. One of these, then one of those. That's how I feel, y'all. And that's why I kind of like got mad about the whole Diddy situation, because I don't feel like he should be locked up right now. I feel like he was tricked into going to jail. That's just how I feel. And ladies, y'all know what's up too. Like, don't play that role all the time like y'all just innocent, and you know what I mean? Y'all sneaky too. If y'all could trick a man into getting that $1 million up out of him, don't lie, you wouldn't. So let's just be all the way real. And then I'm looking at the judge of Diddy. Maybe he got a woman, maybe don't. He looked like the type that was in school, y'all. Like, he just wanted that one girl he never had, and she didn't want to be with him, and he had to maybe settle for somebody else instead of the love of his life. And you know, sometimes I see straight through people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling y'all right now, like, ain't nobody gonna let their frustration out on me. No way. I'm not having it. I'm telling y'all, I'm straight up. Hey, you let your frustration out on me, it's gonna come back 20 times worse. And I guarantee you that, bro. For real, man. I'm looking at Diddy, the judge of Diddy, man, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, damn, y'all strict as hell. Because for one, he could have let him out. He could have let him out. And at this point, ain't no need. If I'm Diddy, look, man, ain't no need in getting on your knees and begging like you and like, just please just do this one time for me. Please, please, just do it, man. Please, please, man. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, don't beg, man. Just stay in there. See, the era I grew up in and Diddy grew up in, though, man. You know the rules, man. We were strong to the finish. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't beg, man. Don't beg no judge to let you out of jail, man. Whatever it's gonna be, it's in God's hands, bro. Just deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And then, on top of that, you know what I'm saying? He done asked so many times for this and that, and it was everything's like a no. Like 1,000 no's, you know what I mean? Like, no. Just keep happening over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, I used to follow Diddy and his songs and stuff, man, and I'm pretty sure other people can vouch for him and say he was a good dude, you know, but I mean, damn, he was that bad to where he deserved to be locked up at his age? Like, damn. What, he in his 50s or something like that? Like, damn. Had family, kids, all his money. They trying to take his money too. That's why I say it shouldn't be like if you do something to somebody and you're wealthy, you should just, if they want you to do all your time, fine. If they want you to do life in jail, whatever, 30 years, 40, whatever, do your time. But I just don't feel like they're entitled to anything that you own. But that's in America, bro, where if anything happens, you could get all the money and everything. So how does that make it better? How is that going to make the situation better? Because those people who want the money were money hungry from the jump anyway. And then when they become millionaires, they're going to go home with all that money in their bank account and have a ball. They'll forget about whatever they done said to get the money. They could less about whatever time you going to be in jail, in that box, in that one little room for the rest of your life, whatever. They could care less, bro. I done seen women as some of the most conniving, none-caring people, bro. I done been around a lot of men, and I done been around a lot of women, man. And I could tell you, I done seen some women more than men, bro. So I understand, you know, I kind of like understand, like, man, it's crazy out there, man. And watch, and then like I say, like, this is for the young men out there, man. I want to tell y'all, my young homies, friends, homie, man, watch how, you know, watch what type of women you talk to, man, especially if you going from state to states and stuff like that, and you meet new people, or you on Instagram talking to women from different states like that, because one phone call, one message could turn into your rest of your life in jail, bro. And I'm being honest, bro. You could pay, oh yeah, man, I'm gonna give you this. Just fly out. I'll get $1,000 for you. I'll fly you out. That could turn into something totally different, y'all. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, you don't want the fun to stop. This for the guys, cause women act like they want to have fun, but see, women fun is different from man fun. Women fun, even if they want to have fun, they're thinking of a way, how can they trap you too at the same time? So after they have their fun, they'll come back for you. You know what I'm saying? And get you a different type of way if they feel like that they need to. Even they'll give you what you want, but then they'll still be in a position to destroy you if they have to. And they listen to other people anyway. They're easy to be brainwashed. They're easy to be manipulated and all that. Trust me, man. Trust me. But this just for the guys, man. You know, you want to live that type of lifestyle where you think it's fun to be with the women now and all that, man, and it ain't no more. It's not, man. You know what I mean? No matter how much fun you think you having, they'll smile in your face and you think you laughing and having a good time with them, and they can change everything just like that, man. That's for the young, and for the ladies too. Y'all be careful too with certain men. I just told y'all there are men who possessive, who only see stuff one way, who are real strict, who try to back you in a corner too if you don't do what they say. You gotta go, stuff like that too, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, some women just want to be at home, don't want to be out in the world, they just want to live a peaceful life and stuff like that. And ladies, it's not my fault how the world is. If I was in charge, maybe I would give women checks or something so they could be happy and choose and be with whoever man that they want to be with, bro. It don't matter, the stuff like that. Maybe you should just sign a check for women, all women in the world. You get $10,000 check a month or something. Get them out the way. And then what? All the men go to work as they've been doing anyway and working hard and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but at the end of the day, though, the Diddy situation, man. Another question I asked the female was the bottles of baby oil, because she said, what this dude doing with 1,000 bottles of baby oil? You know he had to be freaky as hell. You know it had to be all type of stuff. And I was like, first I said, with all that baby oil, there ain't no man on earth who need all that baby oil to have sex. He would be wore the hell out. But then she said, well, it probably was a lot of people. And then I said, you probably right. It probably was a lot of people. But when you throw a party, I don't know his situation. Was it drugs in the baby oil? None of this stuff ain't came out yet. So we going to see when it come out. We going to see when everything come out, this situation. Did he have this? Was it drugs in the baby oil? Was the baby oil for sex parties and stuff like that? Because I done seen Diddy go on the Ellen DeGeneres show. I done seen Diddy go on Conan O'Brien. He done been on a lot of shows, and I listened to him, and he would tell people, like, there's a party after the Diddy party. He would tell people that. And don't get me wrong, this not for the fellas. Listen, this not for some guys who think you just want a husband and wife and live like that forever, and and you believe in them vows because you're in America right now, and you think it's supposed to be one woman to one guy, and that's how it's supposed to be. I have no issue with that, because there are going to be some guys who look at Diddy like, man, you just a hoe. You was out there fucking all type of women. You had sex parties and all this stuff. I understand that. I definitely understand that, y'all. That's not my issue. But to each his own, and to each her own, because everybody's not the same. That's the problem now. Like, you can't control the next person, y'all. And everybody's not the same. Some people don't want to be stuck with the same person, or they want to have friends, or sometimes you might understand where they're coming from. Everybody relationship doesn't work out. It's like all different type of people in the world, and they think different too. You know what I mean? And then a lot of people who grow up without parents have to learn themselves. A lot of people who grow up with parents, sometimes their parents are controlling, and their parents will, I don't want to say brainwash, their parents will make them think a certain way about others, and it might not even be that way, and that's cool too, you know, like that's fine with me, you know what I mean? Like, they might make you look like you the monster, so of course scared of you. Like, I don't know, like, people gonna just look at you a certain way anyway, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know people like that, man. I know people like that, man. And do I think Diddy a monster? No. If Diddy was a monster, bro, he would have not had a wife. He would have not had children and stuff like that. That's not a monster, though. I'm not saying he's not wrong. I'm saying that's not a monster. They painted him to be a monster, y'all. Like, that was crazy to me. So the baby oil situation, he was saying on the shows, like, you know, there's a party after the Diddy party, just like any other parties these people be having. There's always the sex parties and stuff like that, which y'all should just cut it out now, bro. While you ahead, and while you still got your opportunities, before people try to catch, because some people live for this stuff. That's all they live for, is to try to live for, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. So for them, the Diddy said on some of his podcasts, some of his shows that he been on, that there is a party after the Diddy party. And they asked him, like, well, do they get freaky stuff? He said, yeah, I done heard him say that. If you go to Ellen Jenner's show, watch the Diddy show with him and her, stuff like that, he'll tell you, like, it's a party after. Who haven't got freaky in front of somebody? It happens all the time. Think about it. This person has sex in front of this person, or this person was in the same room as this person while they was having sex, and nobody's like, don't think it's weird or nothing. Like, people does that, right? So now all of a sudden it's like, oh, you throw a party, and they have like their own words for it now. Like in America, you know, it's like, oh my God, it's kind of weird. Like, they have their own words. Like, you basically threw a party and drug people into having sex. And I'm not saying this is true or not. I don't know. All I'm saying is, if this kept happening, that Diddy had parties every year, if this kept happening, how come after Cassie did this, everybody, we finna blow this up? Like, why nobody said nothing then? You know what I mean? That's the only problem that I had with that, man. And then they try to make it seem like it was just big. Like, Diddy was young as hell when he first started. He was with Jennifer Lopez. He had relationships. So I don't see him just being a hoe like that everybody's painting him out to be like that. Like, you just was single guy all your life. I just don't see it that way. I'm not saying he's not wrong, but I just don't see it the way other people are seeing it. So the sex trafficking is basically pay for women to come through. They're saying that they didn't want to do what he wanted them to do, and they did it anyway. I have no idea. All I know is if y'all guys still flying women out and doing all this, just be careful. That's at your own risk. That's on you. Don't blame nobody else. even if she's a nice person and she had sex with you and she left and something come back on you, don't say, I didn't tell you. Y'all should just cut it out now. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, stuff like this happening to people all around the world out here, bro. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. And then, far as him being with minors, bro, like, I have no idea. I'm just being honest. Like, Diddy with a minor, bro, that just don't sit well with me. That don't sit well with me. But like I say, the truth is going to come out. Is Diddy being set up for all of these obstacles that he's been in, y'all? Drugging kids, they said, y'all. Is this a lie? They said he had weapons at some of these parties, like they seen him with a gun. He was real controlling. He do drugs, and Diddy was doing drugs. He was doing cocaine, so I give him that because he was playing with his nose, you know what I mean? And wet people of that caliber don't do that too. He's not the only one that play with his nose. The sun and damn beaming in my face. So look, wet people under that rich, wealthy umbrella that don't do drugs. Not all, they all do it. And let's be real, I'm just being honest with y'all, under that wealthy umbrella. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, man, whoever feels like they're right about something and somebody else get punished and they was really wrong, like I say, it will come back on them, y'all. It don't stop like that. But for Diddy, quit crying, quit trying to get out of jail, quit trying to delay the trial. Get it over with, bro. Whatever's gonna happen, gonna happen. Trust me. Trust me, man. Don't be weak, man. Because you never know, anything can happen, bro. Anything can turn around. Situations can turn around. Anything. But don't show no weakness, bro. And don't try to delay no trial, bro. Get it over with. Get your trial over with. Whatever gonna happen, gonna happen. You're not about to change their mind. It don't matter how much more evidence you trying to bring to the table. None of that stuff matters. Words from them and words from you, and I think he's trying to bring like conversations and stuff, texts and stuff that he had on his phones and stuff like that. We don't know what the judge is allowing in there to prove his innocence or guiltiness or whatever. We'll see. Like I told y'all before, the federal system kind of swallows you like a whale, and you don't get to hear everything that's going on in court in the federal. They're damn sure they don't film up in there with a camera. You know what I mean? They don't film in there with a camera at all. So you can't see in the courtroom. They probably take pictures, let you know what happened that day when you go to trial, and let's get it on. But come on, man. Where we from, Diddy, come on, y'all. Don't show no sign of weakness, bro. You know what you done been through. You know the struggle. You know everything. You know everything that's going on, bro. Keep your head up, man. And whatever's coming's coming. You can't, even if you delay it for months from now, that's not going to change nothing. Trust me. Whatever going on in the federal system, bro, that's how it's all set up to be, bro. It's all set up like that anyway. Get it over with, bro. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know if Pup's guilty, y'all. I don't know if he's not guilty. I'll keep y'all updated. I just told y'all my true feelings about the situation. I didn't just look at it from one side. I looked at it from both sides of what I've been told, y'all. And I just feel like it's crazy. I feel like, yeah, maybe people can take advantage when they got money and really don't understand that they're hurting others when they do stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I can understand that too. And the person that's hurting others probably don't even know that he's hurting others either, because he's so just level-minded that it's like they don't know what the hell either. So who's to blame, y'all? You gonna blame Diddy for everything?